Hi, I thought I'd just stop by today to show you the very first stages of multiplying a 2-digit by a 1-digit number. So I think it's really important initially when you're first beginning to understand what's actually going on within this concept, to not only look at it with the written, but also with an image as well, so you can see exactly what's going on. So if we take a look at these place value counters, you can see that I've set out 23. So you can see it across the top here in this top row. There's 23. And I've got that repeated 3 times. So I've got it once across the top, then another row, and then a third row. Okay, so I have actually got 23 repeated 3 times. Now, when we start the calculation, we always start adding, subtracting, and multiplying with the smallest digit first. And the reason for that is in case you have to do an exchange. There aren't any exchanges in this video, but I'll show you it in a future video with an exchange. But that's the reason, just in case you need to do an exchange. So let's start with the ones then. So in order to count out the ones, now you can just count them up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But it is actually much easier, particularly when you've got the same number repeated again and again, to do this as a multiplication. So use your times table facts to help you out. And you can still use those with the tens as well, because if you look, we've got 2 tens counters repeated 3 times. So in a minute when we come to it, you'll see that we can use that number fact, 2 times 3 is 6, although it's actually 20 times 3 is 60. Okay, so you can still use that same your times tables to support you in doing that. And this method helps you to do that because it's actually split up into the place value grid of hundreds, tens and ones. Okay, so starting with the ones then, we've got 3 counters 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. I don't have to do any exchanges, so provided that the digit that's going to go in each column remains as 9 or less, you can just put your total down at the bottom there. So let's just go work alongside this at the same time. So you can see that we've got 23 and we're multiplying it 3 times. So the first stage is to do 3 times 3. We're doing the ones counters 3 times. So 3 times 3 is 9, and we're going to put that there. Okay, just in the same way as we have over here. The next step, we don't need to do any more with the ones because we've counted those up. So no exchanges needed. So we're going to move across to the tens counters. Now, as you can see, in the same way that we had 3 groups of the ones, we've also got 3 groups of the tens. So when we're multiplying this, we're going to do 2 tens 3 times. And if I just show you down here, 20 times 3 is 60. But you can also see the 2 tens times 3. Okay, so there's your number fact. 2 times 3 is 6. And you can see that there, look. We can write 2 tens times 3 is 6 tens. Okay, and so 2 times 3 is 6. And you can still see that number fact there. So we can use this when we're multiplying by multiples of 10, 100, and etc. To help you with your calculating. So 2 times 3 is 6. Now, when we're using the place value grid, we won't be writing 60 down here because we're not writing the value of it. What we're writing is how many counters we have in each column. So I've got 2 tens counters 3 times, which is 6 tens counters. And because it's set up with the place value in mind, we've got 69 the value of it is 69 altogether. All right. And here, let's just check it out. So we multiplied the ones, but now we've got to multiply the tens, and we've still got each of those digits 3 times. And so now we're going to do 2 times 3 is 6, and that goes in there. There's no exchanges, so we're just going to put our 6 down. So 3 times 3 is 69, okay?